Hey everyone, welcome back to Pocket Coaching. I'm Penny and I'm here with Katie today to talk about the resources that really matter in life that are hard to get back once they're spent or hard to replace. So we talked already about time, and most people will consider time to be a finite resource that you just get your allocation and it never comes again. And yes, we agree with that, but we also say, do you know what, with longevity and health span extension, you actually can get more time, and give your pets more time as well. So that's a thing that we've kind of given you a little bit of a paradigm shift about. When it comes to money, we talked last week about how actually investing early on in wellness and in protective measures to look after you both, you're actually going to save money, not just in immediate cost in the moment, but long term, as you no longer require that level of medication. You don't need as many appointments with a medical care team. You may not need to invest in procedures or diagnostics because you've got the immune system and you've got the health and you're nurturing that on a daily basis as part of your lifestyle. So today I thought it'd be worth just tying that up and talking about the third thing that we've mentioned a couple of times along the way, which is freedom or energy, right? So that's a resource that we put into our body with food with terms of energy, but it's also the kind of the freedom of what we choose to do with our time and with the body that we have that is now in a healthy state, and how important that is. Katie, what would you say on the human side for energy / freedom as one of these most valuable resources to life in general?
Well, everyone knows that when you're not feeling your best, everything else becomes harder. And usually when you're not feeling your best, you have this lull in energy. And actually what I find a lot is most people that I work with, when I ask them on a scale of 1 to 10, where's your energy? 1 being you're just exhausted, 10 being you have all the energy you could want. Most people aren't at a 9 or 10. I don't think I've ever asked anyone this question. They said 10 out of 10, I have as much energy as I could possibly want. So we're already kind of going into this, even if you're not suffering with some kind of chronic disease or acute illness, most people don't have all of the energy that they're really capable of having. And I want to kind of challenge people and push on that a little bit and say, okay, but why not? And again, most people come back and say, well, it's just, I'm getting older, I'm not 10 anymore, I'm not 12 anymore, I'm busy, but energy is so fundamental. It's really interesting, Penny, that you say energy and freedom kind of interchangeably, because it really is. When you have the energy and the vitality that comes with that, you have the freedom to do what you want to do, right? And this is really where health being a tool to live the life you want to live is really so fundamental. And so instead of waiting until our energy becomes low, worse than it is now, what if we invested in slowly making those changes, or quickly if that's your jam, but what if we invested in making changes that give us back our energy? Because when we focus on the lowest hanging fruit, here's the thing, when you're low energy, it's hard to do anything. It's hard to make changes. It's hard to even care sometimes.
I was gonna say, it's hard even to be motivated.
Yeah. But if you can reach for what I call the lowest hanging fruit, what is the 1 or 2 things that you can do that are going to start to fill you up again? Because that gets the ball rolling. And when you feel a little bit better, you can care a little bit more. You feel a little more motivated. You can do more. And then it just becomes this downhill, in a good way, this downhill roll, right? Of doing more and feeling better. And then you have this continually, you're building on that foundation, and the payoff, I mean, my gosh, the payoff is priceless.
Well, because you get the life you want.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's like having a genie in a bottle, right? You can rub the lamp and you go, okay, what are my 3 wishes? Here's those 3 things. So it's time, money, and energy, right? That's what people would wish for. Maybe a relationship in there as well, I don't know. But like, it's universal wanting to have this thing, because then you can have the life that you want to have. And one of the things that I see, or a lot of my clients will come back to me and say, oh my gosh, since we started doing fill in the blank of whatever it is that we've been talking about for their health, right? He's like a puppy again. He's playing like this, like there is so much energy now. And before he would just go and lie on the sofa and nap and doze and relax. Now he's bouncing around, he's doing all these things. And I hear it so often, the restoration of energy. And for our dogs and cats, that opens up the world again. Because they weren't born to live on a sofa, right? They were born to go out and engage with the world and explore and have adventures and discover things and just be happy. Like it's really easy to make animals happy. And I know that's what every single one of us wants to do. You just have to pull out the lead or the tennis ball or the dangly toy or something. Like it's really easy to make them happy, but it's also really, really easy to make them healthy. And that's what I want to kind of be emphasizing, that you can do both, right? You can make them really happy by knowing who they are and what their favorite things are, but you can also give them that freedom to be able to be young again, to play again, to engage with the world again, instead of just being bored, because boredom will sap the life out of you faster than just about anything. Boredom and loneliness are just like your worst enemies. And lying on the sofa all day because you feel a bit lethargic and tired, and because you don't have enough energy because all you had was fake food all day, right? I'm talking about the case with our pets. Then what life is that? That's not the life that they want to have, and it's not the life that you want to give them. And you are able to give them this, and this is what we teach all the time, and this is why we get so passionate about this kind of stuff, because it's transformative. It's literally going from a life that's being like existing to a life that is worth living, that brings you happiness. So there's just no single downside to working with your longevity, to working with the 7 pillars, because you get your health, you save money, you get more time together, and you get greater happiness and more choices to do what it is you want, because now you've got more money to spend on, I don't know, like a skiing holiday. That's where I always go with. I'm like, spend money, go skiing, yay. So when you have that extra money, because you didn't have to spend it on a medical procedure, right? Now you've got something fun to look forward to.
Yeah, for folks who aren't sure what these 7 pillars are, let's just touch on them briefly. So the 7 pillars are essentially the lifestyle components that we can kind of adjust and tweak, that we have so much control over, that have profound impacts on your health and longevity, and these 3 resources. So same with you, Penny. Okay, number 1, we have species appropriate diet. Again, these are for both humans and species of pets. So species appropriate diet. We have our movement and alignment. We have our detoxification, our sleep and our hormones, our microbiome, just our gut. Other areas in our body also have a microbiome. We have natural environments and mental health. So these are the powerful 7 lifestyle pillars. In Rejuvenate, our membership, we go deep into one aspect of each of these pillars every month and bring you tons of resources. So we do a podcast on this topic. We do a masterclass, so chunks and segments from different summits and coachings that we've done to bring you that no fluff, like what you need to know. We also do a Spark guide, so you can start implementing and have those reminders there. And we do a live Q&A to help you get unstuck. And this month, we're also having a guest workshop. I'm not going to tell you who just yet, but we're going to be having a guest workshop for you. And so we're really focusing this month on the movement alignment piece, specifically structural alignment. So we're talking about osteopathy. We're talking about chiropractic. We're talking about fascia work for both you and your pets. This stuff is incredibly powerful. I have seen it work miracles on Peanut, my 16-year-old pup. So we're going to share more with you this month. But if you didn't catch, we opened enrollment last week for a couple of days. We were chatting about it and we decided, let's open it again for just another day for folks who didn't catch that deadline in time. We're going to open it up for you for today only. So you can join rejuv.com, REJUV. I mess it up every time. Join
starts with J. So go from the beginning. Join REJUV.com. And if you're listening to this after the fact, we've already closed it, no worries. You can still go there and put your name on the wait list, and we will let you know when we reopen membership for you. So that's it for today. Remember, these 3 resources,
they're actually not finite. You can get more of them by investing little bits. Go for that low-hanging fruit, and then you'll get more and more time, money back, and energy. All right, guys, until next time.
Bye-bye.